Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program. We are starting our burn towards Minmus. Well, actually we're starting our inclination change towards Minmus. Is that Minmus over there? I think it might be Minmus. I could be wrong. No, that's gotta be Minmus. It's... Hello. It's a tiny little dot right there. At the tip of my pointer. Anyway. This thing is actually handling fairly well. It seems to be a pretty solid spacecraft. It does help that I attached a lot of struts to reinforce the connections to make sure it's not all noodly, and that we are tugging it instead of pushing it. Although I suppose with those reinforced connections it would have been possible to push the entire thing as well, but that wouldn't have been nearly as fun, would it? Cut. Our inclination should be good enough. So Minmus is over there, so that probably wasn't actually Minmus, because I was looking that way. What else could it have been then? I don't know. So Minmus is over there. No, wait. Minmus is over there, so it probably was Minmus. We want to probably go about here, right, and launch ourselves into interstellar orbit. No, that would be quite horrible. Oh, that is a very high orbit. It's a little better. I can work with that. Oops. So, escape is 2 days, 1 hour, 52 minutes, and encounter is 1 day, 20 hours, and 37 minutes. So, it's about a 4-hour window to decelerate ourselves to avoid passing by Minmus. Okay. And then, if we miss Minmus, we are going to be crashing directly into Kerbin, which would be a very unfortunate turn of events. So I believe my maneuver node is this way. I wonder which vessel we're actually controlling from. Just to be safe, let's control from here. Because this is the part that's doing all the thrusting. Oops. Actually, I don't think it will make too much of a difference. Everything should be fine. I'm hoping. So it's about 10 minutes until the burn actually hits. But it's going to be a 3-minute and 44-second burn, so 3:44, that'd be 1:52, I believe. Let's see if I did that math right. Let's see, half of 3 would be 1:30. Yeah, 3:52. So I will see you closer to the burn point, maybe even during the burn. I'm starting to question, did I bring enough fuel? At the very least, I might have enough fuel altogether. I might have enough fuel altogether to get this thing orbiting Minmus. But I don't think I'll have enough to actually land, which will be quite a problem. Because I kind of need that fuel to actually land. So I might have to send out a refueling vessel just to perk everything up. Give it some pep. But we should have enough fuel to actually make it to Minmus at the very least. Whether or not we're going to be able to actually orbit Minmus, it's going to be close. I might have to reload and send up a refueling ship just to make sure that we have enough fuel altogether. I might have to fill these with fuel. But no point in questioning it now. We're on our way to Minimus. And just to do myself a favor, I'm not going to bother quick saving at all. We have a slightly smaller window of opportunity actually to get in orbit around Minmus, but we'll deal with that when we're over there. Okay, so we are at the point where we're going to be seeing Minmus pretty soon. Alright, Minmus. Should be seeing you already. There you are. I'm just getting our space tug lined up to the proper position. Where is Kerbin then? Well, it's not important. What's important is that we get our burn in. We might have just enough fuel to get the orbit set up, after which I will have to send someone over with some extra fuel. Do have these little bits as well, so let's get that transferred over here just to make sure we have enough, or to make sure we use every last bit of fuel we possibly can to make sure that we can get into a proper orbit. Let's see, is that all the fuel? Yeah, that'd be all the fuel. At least we can get in orbit, right? At the very least that will happen. Now, I do not know what I'm going to end up doing with this space tug because, well, it doesn't really have much purpose to remain here. And it's not exactly the best space tug. I'm sure I'll be able to make a much more efficient one later on. But this worked for our purposes to get the mining equipment over here. So I think I might just deorbit it and crash it into Minmus. Of course, I will lose some of the struts that came with it, but actually I could probably transfer those over to the mining section and figure out a use for them later. So we need to get over to the 20-second mark. Ah, that's where Kerbin is. See, I was so confused about which direction I was supposed to be looking to find things. And yes, we are in a very, very high Minmus orbit. It's not not ideal to be in a very high Minimus orbit. Because I think that if you get too close to the moon when you're in a high Minimus orbit, you can, depending on the height, get tugged out of Minimus. Well, we might be safe. Might be. I'm not going to guarantee anything. And remember, I have to do this all without quick saving, because if I screwed up, then the only quick save that is close to the planet. The only quick save I have is close to the planet, which is much better than, hey, you're on a crash course towards Kerbin, you better be able to figure out how to fix yourself. Excuse me. Alright. Get thrusting. Now, I will admit, it is quite possible, very possible, that we might even have enough fuel left to land the mining rig. However, I would rather not risk trying to land the mining rig on a very low amount of fuel. Especially if I'm not even sure if I'd have enough fuel to land the transporter. No, I'm not talking about Jason Statham. Or what was that guy's name? Please tell me I got that guy's name right. I love those transporter movies. Okay, we have orbit. Very, very high orbit. In fact, let's just bring that down. About there. 90,000. That is good enough for me. Now we do have the slight problem of being in a very eccentric orbit, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure out. I'm sure I'll be able to fix that myself. So 14 hours until we're at Periaps. And we do have a lot more fuel left than I was expecting, which is good. It's very good. Trust me, it is wonderful to have that extra fuel. In fact, we might have a lot more fuel than I originally anticipated. Anyone else notice that the orbit is wobbling due to my RCS use? I completely missed that node. Man, this is the slowest orbit speed ever! 15 meters per second. Okay. So I just want to bring our apoaps down to about 100,000 as well, and everything should be perfectly A-okay. Woo! Look at everything spin around. Oh, no, 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 no. That's right. We can work with this. And as long as it's lower, that's perfectly fine. I can always do adjustments later on. So I wonder where the ascending and descending nodes are. I have no idea. So how much fuel do we have left altogether? 124 in each of these. Nothing in there. And nothing in there. Okay, so here's my plan then. I really want to get the space tug out of the way because it is pretty much useless. So I'm going to take some time to disconnect the struts, because I don't know if they actually disconnect when you undock. But I'd rather play it safe and disconnect them myself. Hello, Miss. It's nice to see you. Now, this entire thing is still a little bit noodly. It probably would have been less noodly if I attached these things lower down. Because it does have pretty much all the attachments still at the docking port. Probably not the smartest thing on my part, but it was good enough to get us over here. So I'm going to hop out with Ronbin. I want you to turn on your light, because you will have to go on the dark side of this thing. We're going to unlink everything. I like the sounds that are included with this thing. There we go. So, you know, I've decided that I'm not going to bother keeping all this stuff because it would take 8 trips back and forth to collect everything, and I don't feel that's worth the effort. I can always send up new parts, and they're not really that difficult to bring. Heck, I could even send an entire workshop if I wanted to. It's full of every single part. Oop. What's going on? Stop that. Okay, we're going to transfer all the fuel to the refinery area since, well, I don't really have any better place to put it. And then I will decide what to do with it, because I'll get a good estimate of how much stuff can actually be filled. At the very least, I probably will be able to fill up the mining rig lander, which I probably only need half the amount of fuel for that. Let's see. So that's going to get filled up. So let's put the extra in here then. Yeah, I probably have a lot more fuel than I actually needed. And since we are on a mining mission, this should be perfectly fine. We should have more than enough. In fact, I probably can just deorbit this thing using RCS, to be completely honest. That is, if this thing is going to work. I don't know if it's going to actually keep on working or not. But I'm going to take as much monopropellant as I can from it as well. Because that'll save me just a little bit of processing. Fuel Transfer Simulator 2014. There you go. There's a title for this thing. Okay, let's transfer just a little bit out. And stop. Good enough. Okay. Let's see, monopropellant. Something around 2.57 average on that section of spacecraft. Good. Yeah, we should have plenty. Actually, I can transfer pretty much all the monopropellant out of here and into the various places that's needed. Oops. Okay. Alrighty then. So that thing's full. Good. Very good. If I could actually see what I'm clicking on, that'd be quite wonderful. I'm not even going to worry about balancing the fuel on this thing anymore because that'd be kind of silly. There we go. Alright. Now we just need to make sure that transfer all this extra fuel to here. And then I can worry about balancing it between these two manually. And we did have extra fuel, right? Still in here? No, I transferred it all over. Okay, good. Just wanted to refresh myself. Alright. Get in there. Okay, so this is actually going to be pretty easy to balance. I just need to stop this at the 90 mark. Oh. Close enough. And this one at the 110. Good. Very good. So that is about as close as I'm going to get it. Yeah, I'm not going to get much better than that. Okay. So this thing has a load of RCS, which is probably all we need to be able to deorbit it. Yeah, I think I'd rather keep all the liquid fuel here. For landing. In fact, I probably only need these little things to land as well, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. But I do want to make sure this thing is actually deorbited. That is, if it actually functions, because remember last episode we were having some pretty big problems with it actually trying to work. Okay. Alright. After this, let's check where we are in our orbit. If we're at our apoapsis or anywhere near it, then that'll be a good time to lose the extra weight. Alright, check the map. We're halfway there. So let's actually get there. Alright. Of course, it's completely dark. This thing does have battery power though, so let's control from here. And just to be a little bit sure, there. Give it a little bit of fuel so that way. Okay, let's just undock. RCS. Thrust forward. And get out of the way of the entire thing. Flip around. Oh dear. A little touchy there. Farewell! Oops, that was actually the wrong direction. I should have quick saved, shouldn't I? Why did I flip around like that? I did not pay attention at all to the little ball here. Oh, we have RCS, let's just hold this down. And we'll see if we get anywhere near where we need to go. Well, as it turns out, the answer is no. No, we will not be deorbiting this thing. But, you know, I guess that's alright. This thing does have long-range communication devices, so I guess we'll just have to accept that this is going to be a new satellite. A very bad satellite, to be perfectly honest, but it can do things for us, perhaps. Alright, so let's get back over to the transporter. Oh, right. And you know, I do love the look of this thing while it's just on its own. It is a very beautiful looking vessel. Stand and extend. Okay, so let's quick save now. And where is that spot? It looks to be right here. You know what I just realized? I didn't actually correct my inclination, so that was very, very foolish of me, wasn't it? Yes, that probably was the most foolish thing I could have done. Oh well, we'll have to deal with it. Perhaps I can spend a different space tug over that is only needed to haul around the refinery to get into a better position. That's probably something I'll do off camera, though. So yes, we have the fun little problem of we are going one way while the planet is spinning the other way. So landing in an exact area is going to be slightly more challenging, especially when the area you want to be landing in is heading towards the dark side of the planet. But that is why we quick-saved. So we're going to give this a shot. Control from here. That was a very weird noise. Okay. Whew, I am actually pretty nervous. No, this won't do it all. We are coming here at a very bad time. What to do then? Because this is our best area to land, because it is right on the equator, pretty much. Well, let's just time warp. Oh, no, wait, I forgot one important thing. Oh, I screwed up. I forgot to extend the panels. And then we lost connection. There, everything has its panels extended now, and since we aren't really in a good spot, I think I will actually just hold off on landing, and... how long has it been? Darn, it's already been 32 minutes, and I really do not want to be extending this episode very much longer. So I'm going to have to... As much as I hate it, I'm going to have to cut the episode here. And we'll actually get to the landing portion next episode. I'm terribly sorry. I should have probably planned this out a little bit better. But hey, planning things out isn't entertaining, is it? No. Solving problems that you created yourself is. So, hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care, guys, and goodbye.